No, it's actually awesome. I've never done one of these with like Kim here. It's like kind of cool because I've learned some stuff. I know, it's awesome. So welcome everyone. I don't even know where to start. My memory at 44. I used to do these things like once or twice a year for like 10 years, and they got wild. They got wild and crazy. But actually, most of those nights I would end up face down in my bathroom, like lots of Belgian beer in my hand or in my mouth or something, but it was awesome. But without further ado, Master Plan 2016. Today's story is going to be about a really, really terribly awful year. It's going to be about redemption. It's going to be about heroes, all of you. It's going to be about, I think there'll be some other points, but you know, all of you know me enough to now bear with me because we know we're going to go on a little bit of a ramble.
I thought it was 8 to 12 minutes.
8 to 12 minutes is a ramble if you time one name. So, I had this idea that I wanted to gather everybody because like this year has been like relentless, like in this way that I can't actually comprehend. I'm so happy. This has actually saved me this year. That happiness is like saved me. So this awesome thing. He's more interesting than me for sure.
Alright, it's over.
Okay. So there's these two reasons I wanted to get everyone back. One, I kind of lost my way this year. Actually, I hella lost my way. As a matter of fact, I fell completely off of my way. And for those of you who know me, it's kind of a funny thing because I think I've actually brought everyone here together today to like thank you in a super profoundly deep way. Because like, even though I didn't like necessarily share why it like all fell apart, it did. It's hella funny because in life, you have this funny thing. Like I pride myself on always being happy. And I pride myself on like always like kind of seeing the best in everything. And like when you lead with your heart that way, it's awesome. There's like this great power and thrust. But when you like actually get beaten down in ways that are like profound, you kind of like, I had lots of nights this year where I was just like lying alone, like cripplingly sad or scared or upset. And it was funny because like for some reason this year it was really humbling because just bad stuff kept mounting, like in my house and in my life and then in my friends' lives and like all around. It was like 2016 was like poison. Like everything going on in 2016 seemed to go wildly bad. And it was crazy. Again, like I pride myself on holding it together. I have these jobs that I love, that I joke with people because I get sent in when people are like steamed or bummed. And I get sent in because like maybe I'll like find a way out of it. Or maybe I'll put a smile on it. Or I like do it at home or with friends. And like I just actually felt that life force like kind of zap out. Like I was actually overmatched by what happened. And it was crazy because, you know, I confided in some of you and like got great help. Like my mother actually like mothered me this year. It was like really cool. Like thank you so much. This looks hella good. Like do you have any watermelon?
No.
Man, I thought I saw one, but it's cool. You know, I had amazing. It was funny, like, you know, Gus, this guy, just refuses to let you kind of linger in your own mind, even when you're like half the man you are, just like completely broken or sad. Sean Murray made me go to the beach with him like 5 times a week, like see things, like, and all of you, people that I've talked to a lot, people I didn't talk to a lot, like all of your, the reason I sent out an email like please don't tell everyone or just please come. For some reason you guys were the people that like kind of shot in my heart or my head. It was funny, like you were super helpful even when stuff was like terrible. And like even if you didn't say anything, I would just like think like, oh man, you exist, Justine, or man, George is hella funny. She does like really funny stuff. Like she like kind of cheers me up. And so I had this year, man who leads with his heart broken like 52 ways to Sunday, lost his heart, lost his happiness. Like I actually wasn't happy. I've never had this experience in my life before. I was actually going through the motions for like 3 months, where I kind of put on like some sort of front, but I was actually just like bummed. I wasn't happy, and instead of seeing the optimistic side of everything, I saw the crap side of everything. Like I truly saw the crap side of everything. Everything seemed horrible, and everything seemed terrible. And it was crazy, because it scared the hell out of me. Like, all this bad stuff happened, and then this after effect of it was just like, how do you do this? Like, I didn't know how to, like, even, like, step in front of me, and I was just like, I never felt more detached from everything in my life. And then, it was kind of when I was at my lowest ebb, I just kind of remembered that there's all this good. And that's where it started with you. That's why you guys are all here being thanked right now. Because I actually then, this like crazy story that started off so bad is this amazing story of like redemption and like kind of friendship and like true love. Like, you don't even know how awesome all of you are. Like, it's crazy. There will be tears. I promise. But it was amazing because if I had to call any of you for anything, and I'm talking about anything from like, you want to get a burrito? To, oh my God, everything's falling apart right now. I need your help. And everything in between. All of you unfailingly showed up. Some of you just showed up and you didn't feel like talking about all that was going on, and you were just yourselves. And I was just like, damn, I'm so lucky. Look at this room. I love all of you. Like, actually, I deeply love you. I try to say that to you as much as I can. I'm like a total, like I'm kind of back. I realize that like me at my best is like freewheeling, just yelling out my love and adoration for people. Getting looked at like, oh man, is he like putting me on or is that real? Like, oh, maybe it's real, maybe it's put on, but he sure is into it. Pretty cool. So I was thinking about all of you guys, and what I thought, thank you. If I can get through this year, just by kind of being in the light and the goodness that is all of you, I just wanted you to actually know you're all amazing. Like, that's like super real. Like, I don't know a lot of shit. First swear word. Gus is my son, he hears them a lot. That's the first one. I'm gonna try to limit it. Georgia gave me a good heads up.
He's focused on
Okay.
I don't care.
I famously one time did one of these in a park while I would delight people with my like swearing vocabulary, and then noticed a group of 5-year-olds on a Segway tour right behind me were listening. Back to whatever this is, and I apologize deeply. You guys are all like my heroes. And just think about that for a minute. Let's not take it like in that self-deprecating way when we hear something good. Let's not take it in that way where you like immediately try to deconstruct what flaw is in this guy's logic right here. I've actually deeply thought about it. I actually don't sleep. So I'm up all the time. Like I sleep like 3 hours a night. So I think about you guys. I write about you guys. There's stuff about all of you. Damn, Adam, there's a whole page about you just like 3 days ago. Dude, it's like crazy. But like, it's this thing. I just absolutely want you to know I owe you everything. And I absolutely want you to know if there's ever anything at all I could do, I would do it. I would do it like wildly, like some dude riding in on a crazy broken donkey. It's just like going down the hill with all his force. Because like, you guys absolutely matter. You inspire me every day to be happy. And that's funny, because when it was like in abundance and I was in this garden of always happy, I think I was like awesome human at not taking it for granted, but even I would take it for granted. But man, when it got dark, holy crap. Like, it's pretty awesome, like sobbing hysterically for hours on end and then just smiling all of a sudden because you thought of one of you. Or just being like, oh man, that person actually like heard me out. Or oh man, that person sees that I'm not doing so good, so they're being cool. And sometimes being cool is a big old hug. Sometimes being cool is just like, I'm gonna let you have a little space right now. But enough about me. I figured out my way off the mat. Saw like 8,000 Judah trains with guts.
I want to sit on your lap.
Yes.
I'm going to sit on your lap right here.
I'll be right there, sweetie, okay? Let me give the babies a
Because mommy's lap's hella cool. That's a good request. So anyway, we keep rambling, rumbling here, rumbling. So, I then had this crazy memory. It's funny, right? Like, with wisdom, you kind of emerge or change into this, like, other person. You get older and you figure out some things. Kind of having this crazy renaissance where I kind of miss some of, like, 35-year-old Aunt at 44. Or I miss some of that, like, being, like, the happiest guy in the room. Or I miss just actually really going for it. Like, making an event. Just like out of anything. Like an event out of a hug. An event out of how you listen to something. An event out of doing something kind. And doing something kind doesn't need to mean like this giant big thing or this small tiny thing. Whatever you are compelled to do. So you guys are my heroes. You guys help me. Like I get off the mat. I come back. I stupidly watched a lot of like the scene in Rocky IV where he's training in the Siberian wilderness. And it was really cool because he grows a beard. That was one of the first beards that like, really struck me. I couldn't grow one then. And I was like, oh yeah, he's like cutting logs, and that tribal guy's like on a computer. Dude, the logs, that's way better. So then I realized I had all these kind of things. Like you guys kind of kept me like afloat when it wasn't good. Like, you know, I'm still a little bit punch drunk. Like I'll never forget like some of the stuff that like happened like to my family or like to some dear friends this year. But then I just kind of looked at them like, God damn, all these terrible things happen and it's still so goddamn good. It's still so amazingly good. Like the world is so amazingly good. Miracles, all of us, everything around here, so damn good. So I just wanted to come to you guys today to tell you whatever is best about you or whatever you love or whatever your superpower is or whatever you think is like something you have to do.
Mama, look.
I'm gonna like be there like barking in your ear to do it. Whatever like you need to like get to or whatever like you're kind of, if you're toiling away at something that's not for you, find a way out. Go to what makes you happy. Like you guys are so damn good. You're so damn good. All of you so damn good. And it's like kind of like life or death. Like I just lived 3 months like a zombie. It sucked. It sucked so bad. It was like painful and hard. Like yeah, there's something to be said for licking one's wounds or taking care of oneself, but like I realized when I started living as me again, like I came back to life. I realized when I heeded the goodness of like other people, like it reminded me of what's important. So I look at you. Talk to everyone in this room at some point in their lives. Hell of inspired by people taking a big chance with the future. I'm hell of inspired by people who make mothering into the greatest 45-minute comedy set every time I see them. I'm hell of impressed by people who like take care of sick children or take care of the woman who takes care of sick children. I'm hell of impressed by Joel, the greatest farmer I know. I'm hell of impressed by all of you. So, if we get to anything tonight, just please know that I'm figured out something. You guys ever have this thing where you like kind of help or make yourself available, but it's not necessarily for the best reasons? Or it's maybe out of some sort of false rigged obligation or something you don't understand? And I tripped out. I had a long talk with Ellen about this and maybe Sean, like, you know, like I'm behind you 100%. Or like I'm there, and it's like, I had this long thing when you don't sleep for 40 billion nights in a row. I was like, behind you? I don't like that word. And then I realized, like, I want to forever change that to, like, I'm right next to you for this. Like, I'm right here, right by your side. We'll hit the shit or we'll hit the fun together. We'll do this. And so, tonight while I gathered everyone here, thank you. Got a couple of other things. Get to those in a minute. But I just want you to know I believe in you and love all of you. It's hella fun that I have friends who would come to a party and hear me out to just say that. It's hella awesome.
That's what it killed
Had to buy some pasta and bread. It's nothing. You guys showed up. This is a nice party. So, please, in a minute, just in the spirit of the master plan, I like to, been a lot of iterations of these things, but I first did it years ago. I gathered everyone in a room like this. My best friend was shot and killed in 23. And that sucked. That was crazy. But I kind of like realized you had to respond to like bad things happening in the world, not just be reactive. You had to respond. And my response was to be thankful that I was still here. Super thankful, like he's here, you're here, everyone's here. But I brought everyone into the room, and I just kind of wanted to like, I read a lot of like Thich Nhat Hanh now. Sean Murray would definitely like understand that statement. Ellen would understand it in an Ellen perspective. My mother would understand it in my mother's perspective. But I've been experimenting with something. I've gone the last like 3 years without buying myself anything. Tried to cut off some things so I have more of my arsenal to share with people. It's going kind of good. I still get a little bit antsy when I go into a record store. Maybe a little bit antsy when I see a nice pen. But that's neither here nor there. So right now, I have this thing. In my pocket, I have $500 in an envelope. In the spirit of today, I've written down all of your names. In the spirit of today, that money will be one by one. I'm going to draw a name. When that money is one by one of you, I would like something cool to happen. But I learned a lesson. I told this, I have this very bizarre high school philosophy class that I get very lucky to teach, where poor children have to listen to some shit like this once a week for about an hour. I famously once at one of these things gave away my 10,000 record collection. Gave it away lock, stock, and barrel to this girl who really wanted to get at it, be a DJ, and do it. And I was like, I'm going to be done with everything. I'm going to do this one grand gesture. 3 months later, I famously went to her house to find all of the records in plastic tubs on her roof, molding and warping. And it was funny, right? That was my response. It was actually a lot stronger than that. Actually, I was like, that Italian Ohioan came out deep. Like I had to excuse myself, and it started this awesome fight. But what it came down to, as I looked at this moldy record collection, it was actually an awesome gift, because it was maybe in my old days, I kind of like what would come from doing something like that. It's cool to just have exchange with people or try something. I'm trying an event. I'm trying to say thank you. I'm trying to do something a little different. But it was awesome because her last line in a long line of email exchanges, which I didn't understand the power of emails back then. I didn't understand you don't press send when you're wildly heated on your 5th beer. So it was going. It was going. And the last line, F you. If you give a gift, it no longer belongs to you. I was just clarity. God damn it, clarity. And I was just you're right. I don't know if I'll be giving you any more records anymore, but you are absolutely right. So, what I'd like this money, what I'd be into this money being used for, is that whoever gets it does something to better the cause of being themselves. If it's something you've been wanting to do, use that money to do it. If it's something that will give you a tool or a platform to do something like that. Somebody once donated it to somebody the minute they got it. Brad, I don't care. Do something badass that's makes you be more you. I don't care. But it's for you. It's for you to do something that you think would be awesome. Something that might be awesome would be buying yourself something, buying somebody else something. But I encourage you to let it be something that frees you to be more yourself. After that, I'm going to hand out a piece of paper to everybody that said writing implements. I'm going to ask a few questions I'd like for all of us to write. I am a school teacher by trade. Very cool. I'm going to have a few questions. We're going to listen to the first recording ever of Purple Rain, a great day when Prince tried to change up what he was doing. Pretty spectacular. Unfortunately, that story ends a different way. But we'll hear that song, and I think in the spirit of the old days, probably go into some Hall & Oates after. Feel good. So is everyone like kind of cool? Also, Sean Murray will laugh. Sean taught me how to or is teaching me how to surf, and if you want to ever come watch the magic of like a man getting thrown into the shallowest part of the whitest water, and like giggling and then like cutting huge holes into his feet. That's me. It does not look like the endless summer. It looks like something else. But I surfed with Sean a lot of times, and Sean famously brought up a sexual harassment suit against me at my at the job we worked at together, because if you shepherd somebody to surfing, you're carrying all their wet crap. So a wetsuit, a wet board, and famously, because I'd always rent wetsuits, I'd always wear my underwear. I was like the only surfer wearing underwear because I was always in rented wetsuits. I was like, it's a little bit mini. I don't know if I'm ready to take this leap quite now. So I had these wet underwear, and I'd always leave these wet underwear in Sean's bin. So there'd be these like balled up, moldy, disgusting underwear. And then like one time famously, after like literally the 13th time, like I get this email from work. And me and Sean, Mackenzie and Ellen and Justine work at this crazy place, and there's a few people there who are the kind of people you have to be very careful. I've been lectured because I'm not using like third generation feminism proper speak or something like that. So a big email goes out, sexual harassment suit claim or something like that. I was just like, what did I say to that girl about her hair? Like, I don't know. And it was like this awesome like joke about like, for the 13th time, they were balled up wet underwear. But this is the bag that I now carry my own balled up wet underwear in. So I didn't have a good vessel, but it was actually one that I could do it. So somebody wins this fun envelope. Somebody wins this fun envelope, which does not have anything to do with my underwear. So, without further ado, and man, I fucking love all of you. I really do. I take it dead seriously.
If he says that tomorrow,
You will come yell at me. I really deeply love all of you.
no.
Okay, no drum roll. To the woman who cares for sick and down and out children, Audrey Fong. Audrey, no offense to anyone in this room, Audrey is the best teacher I ever worked with in my whole life, by like 100 miles. Like actually made me embarrassingly like, kind of that person who makes you reflect every day and like kind of want to like cry, but then like, oh my God, she's awesome. She's moved on to actually work with like children battling like deep sickness at like Lucille Packard Hospital in Stanford. Couldn't think of a better person to do that. Very excited for this to be used towards something good. Audrey also is wildly strong. Don't make jokes in her vicinity that would involve a punch.
It's true.
Yeah, Audrey! Oh, good work.
We're going to talk about plans.
Yeah, we can talk about plans after that. Okay, so now, writing implements, if you could please take a piece of paper and pass it around. Your question. Your questions. 3 questions.
Can we do it?
One.
You have to do it.
I'll do it.
1. What makes you feel most alive? Number 2. What do you love?
I can't remember 3 things at once.
Ellen, the worst student in the history of time. There's always a comment from the back of the room. She's Van Gogh. She's like the genius who can't be bothered with
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
punch
draw that on,
instructions.
yeah. I see.
Okay, I'll do it once everyone has a piece of paper.
Nancy, what was number 3?
Okay, It's good. Okay, I'm going to do it once everyone has a piece of paper. Joel, you can do it in front of the Warriors game. That's completely fluid.
Look, you're multitasking with a baby.
Oh man, is that ice cream?
Do we need any more? No more.
No,
I'll let you use it after.
All right, I'll write mine and then I'm taking it home.
Who needs a writing?
Oh yeah, does everyone have a piece of paper now?
No. Oh yeah, sorry.
Only one? Does anyone need someone to write with? We put our name on this?
Does anybody need paper?
Okay.
Going?
Okay, first thing you do, please write your address. I'm going to be writing each of you a letter personally. A real letter. I have all summer. I know, it's awesome. Like, okay, question. What makes you feel most alive? Be elaborate as you want or interesting as you want? What do you love? A gauntlet. 3 challenges you hope to meet that you are laying for yourself. Oh man. Okay. 3 things that you love. No. Right? No, there's 3 things. Okay.
Anthony, why don't you just write hella big and
Oh no. Okay. No.
That's not possible.
Okay. What makes you feel most alive?
Okay.
I'll pause for a minute.
Pause for a minute. Okay. Ready?
Number 2. What do you love? And finally, challenges you're going to set for yourself to make you a better you, whatever that might be. Finally, address, name. You will be getting mail. It will come slow, but it will come. It will come. And now, we are going to go into the musical part of the evening. And then we will be going into the, let's just go back to partying. And to all of you, wild love. Dude, I like doing this with mineral water. I'm kind of drunk in a whole
So weird.
Salud. Hey, let's get this.
It's whatchamacallit, you know. That's all weird. I hear it's commercial right now.
Are you Leah? What?